Hi guys, welcome to another video by AntiquesArena. My name is Walter O'Neill, and in today's video I'm going to give you a look at something that came in over the door on Friday. Now, as you know, I have a lot of things brought in, and on Friday was no exception. A couple come in who had brought in pieces previously to myself, and they brought in some ceramics, some jewellery, and this piece I'm about to show you. Now, I spent £110 with them, for which £40 I've allocated to the cost of this item. So let me give you a little glimpse and then we'll have a proper look at it. This is known as a sampler, and they were done mainly by children. Some of the rarer ones go right back early 1800s. But the more work in them, the more value. Now, this is a particularly nice example. It has obviously a nice verse, but all these different seams. I'll give you a proper look at it in a minute. It's got some staining, which I'm not going to clean, and there's a little hole at the top just there, which again you'll have a good look at. Now, it's been mounted quite recent, within the last 20 years I would imagine, which has preserved it quite well. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to give you a little look at the sampler, and then we're going to have a look on eBay and on Google and that at some prices. But as they go, this is a really nice example. So hope you enjoy, guys. Let's have a little look at this. Okay guys, so to start off, there's a little look at the verse. Most of these old samplers do have verses, but what interests me obviously is all the work gone in. Now, this is a named one, so it's Margaret Sophia Edmonds, completed in it's either a 52 or 62. I have to have an eyeglass on that. It looks 62 to me, but beautiful work. Really is a really nice bit of work here. Now, this isn't like your modern crochet and things where you'd go off a pattern. This would have been done all by eye and hand. So she was quite talented. Normally you'd have on these, where they got the date and that, they'd normally have the age of the person who does it as well. Nice little cat there. Don't know what she's holding. So as you can see, this is a really nice example. I've seen some plain examples in my time, but to be honest with you, this is one of the nicest I've had. I do rate it. Now, as I've said, it's been mounted quite recently. It's in a modernish frame, the backboard there, so it has been mounted quite modern. However, I have options. It looks good in the frame it's in. I can take these feet off here, take these feet off and wall hang it, or I can leave it as a freestanding sampler, as a screen. But either way, it is absolutely beautiful. Look who's just turned up halfway through filming.
Talking about beautiful, of course. Every time you think we've got to have a go. You can't just say all of that.
Would you like to have a look at my recent purchase? Sam?
Pardon?
Would you like to comment on my recent purchase?
Yeah, it's great.
She doesn't think much of it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's obviously a fire screen.
It's been made into a fire screen. Originally, it was just a sampler.
But that's fine. It's obviously a fire screen. Now it's nice. It's old.
1862.
It's not my type, babe. You know that.
But
I like new stuff, guys. I can't help that.
But for those of you who appreciate this type of thing, you'll understand how beautiful and rare this is.
Anybody else that's like me will probably have the same opinion that I just had, which is a bit, I don't know.
She turns up and now she's stealing my water. Look at that.
I'm boiling.
Stealing my water.
I'm boiling, guys. Hey, do you like my new dress? Not too far down now, my show wrinkle. I'm joking. Are you cheeky good?
Right guys, I'm going to leave it there a minute and I'll do some research on this on the internet for you to have a look at later on.
The reason why I'm boiling, guys, is it's 29 degrees outside and I've got the shop door closed.
For filming. Traffic outside's too noisy. And we're enjoying a wonderful heat wave here in the UK.
Oh, it is warm out there.
Okay guys, I'm going to start off with a little bit of brief history from the Victorian Albert Museum. If anybody wants to come and read the history of samplers, there's the website address there. That's vanam.ac.uk, and you can find it there, or go to /content/articles/h/a-history of samplers. And they have the history here telling you the origin of the name, and then the fact they moved more into embroidery work. And the Victorian Albert Museum have been collecting them since 1863, and they have a collection of 700. And they range in date from the 14th to 15th century to the early 20th century. So that tells you these have been going for 600-700 years to do these samplers, which is shocking. That's obviously a look of a very early one. That's Egypt, 15th, 16th century museum. Fair enough. But anyway, there's a full history on samplers here. I'm not going to read it all out. It belongs to the Victorian Albert. It's their information, so feel free to come across. There's a full history with loads of beautiful examples on the V&A, and they've got them all in date sections, as you can see there. So yeah, come across and have a look at the history on the V&A shop. But basically the term sampler is known now as needlework or embroidery work. And I've just done a Google search image just to give you an example of some different types of these samplers. Right, so there's that one there, which is in the Victorian Albert Museum, which is early 19th century. I'm just going to show you the different range of samplers. You have an alphabet sampler there, 1816 dated on the bottom there. August the 2nd or 28th maybe. Gives you the name, doesn't give you the age on that one. Early 19th century again. But you can see the variety on samplers. They were never the same. This one's 1837 and is in a museum. Now some of these are quite nice, and then you have some that are quite basic, because a lot of these were done actually by children. More often than not, you'll find they normally have some form of alphabet on them. Let me see if I can find a similar one to what I've got. That's somewhat similar, I think. No. A Mexican sampler, that's cool. So obviously done all over the world too, guys, not an English or American tradition or anything, they were worldwide. So plenty of samplers on there for you to have a look at. So if you want to search all the different types of samplers, just go to Google, type in sampler or needlework sampler or antique sampler and click on images, and you'll have all these images up and you can have a browse through the different images. And there are hundreds and hundreds of images, guys. So then I started researching for prices. Oh, there's one I found that was similar-ish to mine. The prayer or verse and some needlework. This one here was dated 1849, and it's not a very large one. And they are asking $540. So anyway, I come across then to eBay, and I thought I'm going to start looking. What's the dearest sampler they're asking on eBay? And this one is 1828. So there's the date. And they're asking $6,000 for this one. Now, it may have some importance. I haven't read the description. I was just showing you that some of these are asking big money. If no interest in getting into the description, come across here to a Georgian one, and I've simply just pulled the results up. This is actually current people asking now, guys, not sold prices. This is stuff they're asking for. So you got a freestanding sampler screen there, 1800. Late 18th century, so George III sampler, 1220. 1800 and something, 1792, 1746. So as you can see, the earlier you get, the bigger monies. 1803, £1,000. And then coming down 600, 465, 400. And this is in the vein of what I got. 1827, in fact, I think mine might be a bit better than this one. I quite like mine. This is the alphabet, numbers, and a couple of pictures. I quite like mine, to be totally honest with you. So anyway, that was a couple that were available in Georgian. And I done highest priced in Victorian too. You have a sampler there with a house, 1840, they're asking £1,300. 1843, £1,000. Now I don't rate that much or any better, to be totally honest with you, than what I got. The one I got is a nice example. But as you can see, they are a lot of money. But I know what you're thinking. These are people who are asking, and you can ask anything. So I've done sold prices. These now are green sold prices. I just searched Victorian sampler on eBay, and let's have a look-see. There's one, 1850 something. They haven't even got the rest of the date. They're missing some of the date. £475 sold. There's another 1848, £450 sold. That one took a best offer, so I would imagine it's 400 plus. 1842. And there we go, we keep going. You can see these are demanding good money if they're original. To be totally honest with you, they're demanding more than I was expecting. I was expecting about £100 for mine, maybe 150. But looking at it, I'm going to be somewhere 200 to 300 in my opinion now. But obviously I got to sell it. There's a nice one, but there, 1885, £145. As you can see, guys, samplers, well, they've been going for hundreds and hundreds of years. And the Victorian Albert Museum have got fragments as well. So just because it's got a couple of holes here or there, don't think it's worthless. Condition is important as they get newer. As you get in 17th, 18th century or earlier, they will expect moth-eaten samplers, to be honest with you. But it'll then go on the look, the content and so forth for value. But if you buy in it right, you just buy it as a decorative piece, irrelevant of anything else, as I have with the screen I've bought. I don't know where to put it in a minute. £40 paid for that sampler. I'm never going to lose money. Let's be honest, I could put it on £100 starting bid and let it run to wherever it wants to run. It is a beautiful piece. And another interesting lot for the shop. Well, I say shop, it's not coming in the shop. I've put it straight online. And I'll see what offers I get. So, fingers crossed, we'll see. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed having a look at this. Interesting subject, samplers. Go to the Victorian Albert Museum website and have a read on the history, guys. I'm not going to sit there and read their page. They've spent the time, the effort, the money to put that page in place. There's loads of information on there. I haven't read it all myself, to be honest with you. Didn't have time. But when I skimmed over it all, it did look really, really interesting. And if you have an interest in samplers, then have a read. And if you got a sampler, hopefully now this will help give you an idea or an indication of what sort of money you got. To be honest with you, from what I've seen, anything pre-1900 is selling for £100. as long as it's really decorative and a bit of work gone into it. There's obviously going to be exceptions to the rule where people have sold them for 30 quid and 40 quid. I'm not really bothered. When you have that amount sold over the £100, then that's where they're at. If you're a dealer, put your price on it and wait for a buyer. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave it there. I do hope you've enjoyed having a look at it. As you can see, my sampler is absolutely beautiful. I think I've got some photos that I can splice in at the end of the video if I remember. It's taken me 3 days to make this film. I started filming it 3 days ago and I've been non-stop, so I'm I'm now finishing it off. So I will apologise, my videos are a bit slow at the moment, but I have got 101 things going on at the moment. So yeah, I will make them as and when I can, but they're no easy task. It's an hour or two to make a video, edit it, splice it up, compress it and upload it and everything else. So it's quite a bit of work, so I am struggling a minute making the videos, but I'm not going to quit. I'll keep battling on. You just have to bear with me. It'll be a few less videos, but I do hope you've enjoyed having a look at this one. Really interesting content for me anyway. So guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Bye for now. You'll find me on Facebook. I have a page and a group, Antiques Arena. You'll find me on eBay. I have an eBay shop, Antiques Arena Clearance. Make sure you use the word clearance at the end. You'll find me on my own website, antiquesarena.co.uk and antiquesarena.com. Excuse me, frog in the throat. Or you can come to the shop and see me. It's 78 Oxford Street, Mountain Ash, Charlie Foxtrot, 45-3 Hotel Bravo, and that's obviously Antiques Arena. Thanks for watching, guys.